The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, you see where we at right now? We're at the park right now, and for those of you who really watch me, you guys know what park this is. Now, listen, man, I wanted to just, this is going to be one of those boxing explain videos where we ask a basic question and we answer the question because we understand that some people may not have a certain understanding for boxing like we do, but that's what we're here to do here on True School Sports. We're here to have fun, we're here to entertain, we're here to talk boxing, but we're also here to inform. So in this particular video, what I wanted to discuss is, why do boxers take PEDs and steroids? Which, you know, right now, at the time making this video, is a very hot topic in boxing: PED use, steroids, substance abuses. You know, why do fighters do this? If these guys are some of the best conditioned athletes in the world, why do they need to put a banned substance in their system? And this is a great question. Now, there's a number of reasons why fighters take PEDs, steroids, banned substances, and things of this nature. But you know, we'll start with the most common one out of all of them, and the main reason that boxers take PEDs is because, number one, first and foremost, they just want a competitive advantage. You know, some fighters have no conscience, and some fighters may be brainwashed into thinking that, you know, they can put something in the system, and, you know, it's not gonna hurt anybody. And many of them that do this are under the false presumption and the cynicism that everyone in boxing is taking PEDs, which just isn't true. There's plenty of clean fighters in boxing, but there is a lot of guys that are taking it as well. So because there's so many of it, and because PED use is so rampant in boxing, that's how a lot of people rationalize themselves taking PEDs. Now, the second reason that fighters take PEDs is because, or steroids, is because money. Yes, money. Boxing, probably more so than any sport in the world, is a results-based business. It's one of the only sports in the world that when you lose, a loss stays in your record, and a loss can set you back thousands upon thousands of dollars, millions upon millions of dollars, and depending on how big the fight and how bad the loss, it can even set you back years upon years. So a lot of fighters take this because they take these substances and they take these things for the competitive advantage, because if they win the fight and they don't get caught, then they're gonna be in the green, and they're gonna be making a lot of green in the process. So that's why fighters take PEDs. And then the third reason, and this is a reason that no fighter wants to truly admit, but it's a reason why people take banned substances and performance-enhancing drugs. They don't believe in their abilities against a certain opponent. So a fighter may intentionally take synthetic testosterone, you know, blood boosters, things of these natures, because they're fighting an opponent who stylistically is just a nightmare for them. So the only way they feel confident even stepping in that ring with a certain opponent is they gotta have their banned substances. And, you know, a lot of times too, what could also cause a fighter to take performance-enhancing drugs is the very complicated minutia of drug testing in boxing. You know, in boxing we have a couple of testing agencies, such as the Voluntary Anti-Doping Agency, otherwise known as VADA, and the United States Anti-Doping Agency, which is USADA. Okay, both of them are different, but you know, and then they're all governed by the World Anti-Doping Agency, which is WADA. And WADA has this weird technicality where you can take certain things in competition and you can take certain things out of competition, and this causes a gray area, and fighters try to take certain substances to get an advantage out of competition, but then when they test for VADA in competition, they test positive for a banned substance, and they get labeled a cheater, and their reputation takes a hit. So how could fighters avoid this? What's the best way to solve this problem, and for fighters to avoid this problem? You know, well, I'll tell you this: the best way, it's much like, you know, I'm just gonna be very specific here. It's almost like when people are talking about how do you prevent getting a girl pregnant. Well, the only foolproof way to not get a girl pregnant is abstinence, to abstain, right? But people don't want to do that because they want the instant gratification, you know, and excuse my French, they want to fuck, they want to have sex with the opposite sex. So they find ways to still get their gratification, get around it, and you know, not have a kid, right? Same thing goes to boxing. If you don't want to fail a drug test, don't put shit in your system. If you don't want to take the risk of failing a drug test, Do not put any substances in your system. Be extra cautious as to what goes in your body. If you have any questions about if there's going to be an ingredient in the supplement you're taking, if it'll make you feel a drug test, don't take it. Don't take it. You know, my thing is this, right? And call me naive, call me, you know, whatever you want me to call me, but I feel like if you're really that great of a fighter and you work that hard enough in the gym, just rely on your God-given abilities and your God-given talents, and the rest will take care of itself, you know. But right now in boxing, a lot of fighters aren't even fighters. They're science projects. They're human bioweapons. And you know, there's a lot of reasons that go into it. How do you stop PED use in boxing? I don't know if you can, because you know, every time they update the testing, like they just make new designer PEDs, performance enhancing drugs in different countries. So I think as long as money and as long as the love of money is a thing and the lust for power is a thing in the world, people will always find a way to get around it because they want that competitive advantage. And ultimately, boxing is a sport of free enterprise where you can move how you please and how you choose, and people want to be at the top so they can dictate terms to where they're fighting and be in that strength of be in the strengths of power to negotiate and call the shots. So yeah, man, I hope you know, I kind of cleared it up for people out there about what goes on with PED use in boxing and why it happens. But yeah, you guys can leave your comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.